Amazon Relay in Canada. Let's talk about it. So I'm going to break this video down into 3 sections. The first one's going to be like my limitations as a US carrier. Second, we're going to look at like similarities and differences that I can see from doing, my searches here online. And then the last thing is going to be like my goals for this video, why I'm actually making this video. So let's jump into my limitations. I make a lot of load board videos for people. And one of the things that people always ask me for is, or will frequently ask me for is, hey, can you show me what the load board looks like in this Canadian city? And I just kind of want to put it out there, like when if I could do it, I absolutely would. But when I search for cities up there, like if I go through like Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, all these type of things, they're just not even options for me. Now, I suspect that that's a result of I do not have Canadian authority. I think I probably need Canadian authority and to be signed up to Relay in that sense to be able to see these loads. But when I search for these Canadian cities, they just don't even show up as like actual, like it's almost like the cities don't exist to me as far as what I'm seeing. So I kind of wanted to put that out there. I don't want people to think that like I'm ignoring you or not fulfilling your request. If I could do it, I absolutely would. I've even tried to kind of backdoor my way into this and start, looking for like border cities like Buffalo, New York, looking for loads within 100 miles, which if my calculations on the kilometers to miles worked out right, it should be showing me. But it's like even, doing searches like that, trying to say like, okay, fine, I'll start here in the US. Do any of these loads end up in Canada? And they're just not available to me. I don't see them. As far as like similarities, differences go, things that I can see that kind of like, these glaring examples of like where the two things might be different, where it might be different Relay in the US and different Relay in Canada. When you start looking at when you go to the appropriate website for each one of them, you start scrolling down on like carrier requirements. The one thing, a lot of the insurance requirements are the same. A lot of the stuff in Canada I wasn't familiar with, but one of the things that I noticed that's missing on the Canadian requirement side of things is the mention of the 180-day rule. I know here in the US, they do require your authority to be aged 6 months or 180 days. I didn't see that on the Canadian side of stuff, so I don't want to make the assumption that there is no age requirement for authority, but I just, the fact that that was missing was just kind of one of those things that made me kind of think a little bit as far as, that's a huge difference, because I know that's kind of a rate limiting step for a lot of people in the US. I don't know what the age requirement is for your authority is in Canada, just that it's missing from that. But, that was the one big difference I saw. As far as similarities go, once you're in with Relay, I'm sure a lot of the stuff that I've put out in the past, as far as I'm sure that, things hold true in both countries. Like, as far as like protecting your grade with screenshots, I imagine on the Relay platform, that being an important thing to kind of like keep in mind. As far as, like, do they offer hostler gigs, that type of stuff like that, how to do them. I'm sure that information transfers from country to country. But, it just, there were some similarities. I'm assuming there are some similarities, but there definitely were some differences there as well, too. And finally, what's the purpose of this video? I hate making a video where I come on here and say like, hey, let me tell you all my limitations and stuff I can't do. I try to come up with like solutions and that type of stuff. When you search on, assuming you get the same search results that I get when I type in Amazon Relay in Canada, here I see a bunch of like stuff on like Truckers Report, a couple Reddit posts, some people asking questions. A lot of the questions aren't answered. I don't see many videos on this. And that's kind of where like the purpose of this video and my hopes for this video is, if this becomes a searchable term where people, want this information provided to them or are seeking out information in video format, hopefully this kind of shows up in that search field somewhere as far as like what are the results. And, this is where I'm going to turn the comment section of this video over to you guys. If, I hope that like-minded people can come together and, some people, if they have questions, if they have answers, hopefully the comment section of this video is a good place for you guys to kind of network, ask some questions, and hopefully get some questions answered. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys. The comment section is yours here. And, I wish I had more information about it. I just kind of wanted to come clean, show you exactly, if I could do those load board videos for you, please know that I would. I can't. As always, I hope this video serves you well. Appreciate you for watching. Take care.